Hello friends and welcome back to the channel for war number 10 of season 43. Today we're taking on ISO8a or D69 depending on the season. Today's team we're going in with Omega Sentinel and Void making another return to war, and we've got a couple of pre-fights to divvy out with white mags. Let's jump right in. We're going to be starting out once again today on path number 1. I think this is the 4th time out of 10 wars that I've started on path 1 in the first section here. So, you know, a lot of regen nodes, really good for Void. So this one no different. I am going to speed this fight up. This is, I think, like the 12th thing that we've fought in 10 wars, which doesn't really sound possible now that I'm saying that. But yeah, I have run out of things to say about fighting thing with Void. You know, 13 hits, fire off your special. We already have the Petrifies up, first 2 overall, so he is heal blocked and has effectively disabled the node here. He's got all those regens from personal space. None of them are doing anything, so we can just safely concentrate on his rock stacks and making sure that he clears them at 15 with the special attack. Really nothing else going on here. I'm not even sure this was a rank 5 thing, if I remember correctly. This war was a few days ago. I got a little bit busy with stuff the last couple days, so we're actually in the middle of war number 11 right now as I'm recording this. Pretty much one more special attack. He's going to fire off this special too, and then we're getting real close to the end here. This is about as easy comes. You know, my goal in these fights now is just to finish as close to a yellow bar as possible so that I don't have to heal up, and I actually don't think I heal up for this fight. This is a WICCAN on 13 with Masochism. Now, you might not think that Void is a very good counter for Masochism, given that he is very reliant on debuffs. However, between the natural debuffs from Intimidating Presence and your special ones, and if you intentionally trigger Masochism with your parry to allow those debuffs to stick, it's actually quite easy to kind of out-debuff Masochism, as you'll see. We did luck out a bit here. We got Petrify up first, so we're cutting the healing in half, actually more than half with Despair, so that's nice. We're also healing up via Willpower from that Neutralize. We took a combo there earlier in the fight. I'm not really sure what happened. Doesn't really matter. Again, Void is immune to Incinerate, so we can safely Dex after we parry WICCAN. We will get that buff failed, and we won't actually get the precision buff on us, but we also won't get incinerated, which is really important here. So, and I am trying to kind of intentionally parry him as much as possible, just to trigger Masochism on purpose. So we want that free willpower healing as much as possible. I'm not sure how close I end up finishing this fight to full health. We're healing a pretty decent amount here. We've got Petrifies up, we've got extra debuffs up, so he is effectively heal blocked from the Indomitable node, so all the regen that he's getting from Masochism is not doing anything for him anymore, so he's just ticking down, ticking down. We've healed up a decent amount of damage. We're actually damaging him too quickly to heal up the rest of the way, so that will require a potion, but otherwise that's a very easy fight. Alright, we popped a potion into Void, and here is a Doom on 20 with Drip Feed and Personal Space healing. So again here, the goal here is to get a Petrify up as quickly as possible, usually in a fight where it's really important to get heal block or heal reversal up quickly. I do use an advanced power boost, just because there's an extra chance, as you just saw, to get a Petrify up as quickly as possible. And especially against Doom, you want that Petrify up, because the Petrify is going to disable the Aura of Hazarath. So we've got the double Petrify up right away, which is perfect. So the healing from Personal Space is completely negated. His willpower healing is negated. And the Mystic Dispersion power gain that he's getting from Drip Feed is also negated. So this fight is basically completely shut down now. Now again, I've said this before in previous Doom fights, when Fear of the Void triggers, the Petrify debuff actually goes away, so he will have the ability to get the Aura, I think, on this special one here, because the Petrify is gone. And although Fear of the Void, you know, combines the abilities of Void's debuffs, it isn't actually a Petrify debuff itself. So we got the Dexterity failed on Doom there. That was interesting. So we're just kind of, you know, biding our time here, just using basic attacks. We can't special into him with the Aura active, and that's a pretty easy fight. So speaking of easy fights, we're up in Section 2. We have a KORG on Node 46. I think I took this fight earlier in the season. We are going to speed this up by like 200% here, because this is honestly one of the most boring fights I've ever had to take in my life. So with high energy diet, You can't use any of Omega Sentinel's special attacks because they are all energy damage, and moreover, the incinerates that they apply are energy damage, and he is just going to straight heal from them, so it's really pointless to use any special attacks whatsoever. Beyond that, you really won't be able to get to any special attacks in the first place because she has so many buffs on her from those armor ups that Bird of Might is basically going to keep her power at 0 for pretty much the entire fight. So we are relying on basic attacks only. This is a rank 2 7-star KORG, so we are at a disadvantage when it comes to challenger rating, so not a lot of crits here. His SIG is low though. We have hit into his rock shield a couple times, but at SIG 20 there's very little danger here of dying. So yeah, otherwise not much else going on here. This fight, I don't remember how long it felt like. It took like a good 3 or 4 minutes when all was said and done. So I have the heal block on him. We use the heal block pre-fight. Really unnecessary because we're not really applying any other debuffs to him. We're not using our medium combo enders anyways, other than to reapply the heal block. And really, you could have done this entire fight with all light combo enders and it wouldn't have made a shred of difference. So there we go. He is down. Again, very easy fight, also very boring. Last fight of the war for me is a Bishop up on node 51. We have a White Max pre-fight here to counter the Conflictor node, and the goal here is really just to prevent him from throwing that special 1 because we do not have Incinerate immunity, and the special 2 is the way to go. Now, you saw something happen there, and I want to call it out specifically because it does happen again later in the fight. If you trigger auto block in this fight with Omega Sentinel, the Plasma is going to trigger the Conflictor node and end up giving Bishop an extra 75% of a bar of power. So you have to be very careful here not to trigger auto block when he is at above 2 bars, because there is a very real danger here that you could accidentally push him to a special 3. So right there, like, I was blocking the entire special 2 and it triggered auto block anyway, so I'm not really sure what's going on here. But other than that, you can see we're doing 4 hits and immediately hard blocking there to force a heavy attack. We don't want him to throw that special 1. If he did, it wouldn't be too bad because we have him pinned against his wall, so we have a lot of space to maneuver with if we need to back up and avoid those incinerates. So, but yeah, so we lost way more health than we should have, but again, lesson learned. Got to really play this safe and really avoid auto blocking him. So I'd like to end this fight with a special 3 just because it's one of the coolest special 3s in the game. And there we go. We did go on to win this war, and that brings our win total for the season to 6. And typically in past seasons, 6 wins in Tier 1 is good enough to solidify Masters. So we're not celebrating yet. A lot of things could go wrong in the final 2 wars, but it does bode well that our record stands at 6-4 right now. 5 kills, 0 deaths for me in this war. We got 2 wars left. I'm very excited. Not to spoil anything, but we're currently in War 11. I have completed my fights for War 11 already. It is the most fights that I've taken in a war this season. It is also the most fun I've had in War this season. So very much looking forward to that video. Be sure to like and subscribe. Turn on those notifications so that you know when that video goes live. As always, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again next time.